Welcome to this video that introduces you to the innate resource management reports. I think the best way of getting into this is to give you some examples. So we're going to start off with three here. The first of these is a forward-loading report where we're just looking at the committed projects by department. So what we've got here is an example where there are two departments, IT and operations. You can see there are area graphs just stacked on each other, which is showing the demand. And then that step black line, the spare capacity, is just showing that indeed, how much spare capacity is left. The table below is color-coded in various cells. You'll see we're tracking headcount, work, and spare capacity. And when the work gets within certain percentages of the headcount, the colors will change. So up to 80% is in green, which means you're pretty underutilized. If there's any red, we've got some bottlenecks and we want to avoid those just as much. And our target really is to hit that 80 to 100% mark week by week. And you can see that across the departments at the summary level, that's what we're doing. Of course, the story may be different as we get into the details of each department. So if we go down a level within the IT department, we can see we've got analysts, programmers, technicians, and testers. Again, things look pretty good. There's some red there for testers. We've only got one of them, and it appears that one person is going to have to do a bit of overtime. We can take it down another level if we want to and have a look and see what the loading is on individual members within the analyst team. And we can see here we've got John, Chris, Larry, Nat, and Pat. And the situation here isn't so good. Some are overloaded, some are underloaded. There needs to be a bit of reallocation of the work to smooth that out a bit. The top row here, analyst, this bit of work here, that represents requests that have come in from new projects where those requests have yet to be dealt with. But it all adds up to reflect that line that we've seen in the previous report. And if we want to see what's causing those bottlenecks with Chris, if we click on there, that'll then just show us the projects that he's planned to be working on and how much of his time is expected to be there. So you can see the source of any areas of bottlenecks or underutilization can easily be seen. So that's the first report, and that concentrated on just looking at the committed works. Now, a lot of organizations will also have proposed work projects in there. These are plans that are put together, and as time goes by, some of these will look likely to be added in and become committed projects. And here's a view which just says, right, let's add and see how much work there is in the potential projects beyond that which is already in the confirmed and committed work. And that's what this is showing here, so that we can see that with the proposed projects that we've got, we are breaching that capacity line there of the headcount. And if we have a look at the proposed projects there, at the moment it's just one particular project, and that's the amount of work. Now, in practice, there could be many projects here, and what we have is a report that would enable you to just, using a checkbox approach, say, well, of the, I don't know, several dozen projects we've got here, there's these 2 or 3 are the ones that are most likely to come in. Let's include those in that earlier report on the committed projects and see whether or not that's going to create any resourcing headaches. Now, the last example that I've got here is one which just looks at tracking the outstanding requests for resource. And the idea here is to just make sure that there aren't going to be any delays caused by the fact that requests for resource have yet to be dealt with. If we assume that January 4th is our next day, as this is the beginning of next week, we can see we're pretty clear on most of these, but Project E, there's quite a few people here that have yet to be assigned. There's up to 4.5 programmers, for example. So this is a view which says to project managers, resource managers, and indeed senior managers, hey, look, something needs to be looked at here. If people aren't assigned, delays will be caused. Well, I hope you found that short introduction to be of interest. There's a flexible report writer underneath these so that required information can be organized and presented to suit, and including a user-defined drill down. If you do have any questions, please contact us.